cause of this. So perhaps it's something that we can just play back. But for the benefit of those who have been asking, we want some predictability. So give us a timetable. The energy minister, of course, says they can bring their own timetable. What do you say to that?
Well, this is not strange. We had a UPG boss 2 weeks ago telling Ghanaians that it is not our right to have electricity. More like doing you a favor. And so if the minister comes to say we should turn out or produce our own timetable, I'm sure it's consistent with the position of government to keep on insulting Ghanaians and asking us not to bear with them and being humble enough to act for our patients but brushing it in our face. It's not straight. And so we know that the insult will continue for long as they choose not to admit that they have caused a problem for us. Then, I am a prepaid customer of the ECG. There is a contract between us. The moment you accepted to take my money with the intention of giving me power, you have a mandate to deliver to me. The moment you agree that you have fixed your meter in my abode, connect your lines for which I paid for, and now you being unable to produce me the power, it means that I have the right to query you. I have the right to ask you to at least cushion my pain at this moment by providing me with a timetable. And so the minister's pronouncement is an insult to Ghanaians.
But he says there are two things. One, it is unpredictable. That makes it difficult for them to put a timetable out. And secondly, he also says to even suggest that they should put a timetable out means you're wishing evil on the country.
So I lost you there. Come again.
He says one, there's an unpredictable aspect that the ECG has always spoken to. So it's difficult to put out a timetable. And then he also says, if you are asking for a timetable, it means you are wishing evil on the country.
Then it is the minister that is restraining the ECG from providing the timetable. And I want to repeat again. He is the one restraining the ECG boss from putting out a timetable. I put it to the minister to deny this claim.
The Minister of Energy is restraining the ECG from putting out a timetable.
Exactly my claim and the claim of IES. He must deny this.
Why would he do that?
Because to a politician, and at this moment, a timetable is an admission of Dumsor. Meanwhile, we know there is Dumsor. They need not define for us what we are going through. You can't define for me my experience. It is what I feel and I know as a customer. That is why the minister would tell us, turn out or put out your own timetables, if you want one. And that's for asking for a timetable. You are wishing the country by. In fact, if you permit me to use my fancy language, I am for asking for a timetable. And that is very, very unfortunate. Since when did our right for a timetable or our query for a timetable become an iniquity or a sin? Since when? So he's telling us that the ECG will not put out any timetable. He has directed them not to. And that if you want one, Senna, go and scribble your own and paste it out at your door or make it public.
Nana, in the meantime, what can we, and this is and I don't know, how long do you suspect this will continue in terms of the obvious load shedding that we are experiencing?
I told you the last time, until the financial constraint in the sector is removed, Dumsor will linger with us for a very long time. Until the minister allows the ECG to work, no timetable will be released for us.
Until the minister allows the ECG to work.
Exactly. Give them free hand. The minister must give the ECG a free hand to work and must ensure that supply to consumers, in supplying power to consumers, Ghanaians' demand must be prioritized over export of power to our neighbors. And we are also calling for an audit in the export of power to our neighbors, Burkina. The volume exported, the time the export takes place, we demand a full-scale audit in this export transaction between the VRA and our neighbors. We want to call on the PRC to extend their investigation further to cover almost all the other utilities in the sector. There must be a full-scale audit of the power system, right from fuel provision, fuel transmission, power generation, power transmission, power distribution, and the cash waterfall mechanism. A full-scale audit will be necessary to unearth the shortcomings, the failings, the leakages, and the weaknesses in the system, so we can address them for once.
I see. I know I have to let you go. Just one bit, because you raised this. Why do you want an audit into the power that is supplied to our neighbors?
Come again, sir, now?
You're asking for an audit into the VRA's supply of power to our neighbors. Why?
We suspect that what is churned out on the condition sheet, what is provided on daily basis, it's not the case. The volume of export, it's not complete. That's why we are calling for that.
They are exporting more. That's what you suspect.
We suspect so.
But do you not understand? Does it not add up? Because the VRA itself depends on that now. Nowadays, they don't get any payment for power supplied internally.
And now when we sit, we speak to people, the media yourself, we speak to the power players, and the information we're receiving on our desk suggests otherwise than what is published from government. That's why we're asking for a full-scale investigation. There's nothing wrong in interrogating your own systems, in auditing the system, as part of your own, performance assessment. So there's nothing wrong. Let's move beyond the suspicion. We are calling for a full-scale investigation of the power system. It's our right as well as consumers.
Nana, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, sir. Good morning to you once again and to your listeners.
Long may Nana reign, and thank you. Nana Amoasi joining us, Executive Director, Institute of Energy Security, having a conversation with us. We'll go back to that, but he's saying that the ECG people have the timetable. Manapo says they can't publish.
Of course.
Because if they do, then they would have admitted to Dumsor.
But
that Dumsor is based